welcome and thanks for joining us on the Special Move Sofa. Here we are playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, a game that has been, well, anticipated by many, loved by some, and probably also hated by some.
Yes.
We're doing a little talky, playing the game and also answering 10 essential questions that I think you guys might have if you are sceptical or you might want to know more information before you drop some money on it. We're also, hey, look, we're in it. It's actually us. See, we're not just a
What
voices.
a treat. What a treat
Yeah.
that is.
So,
this is 10 essential questions, right?
That's right. Well, I've actually written 11. So
I said 10.
Okay, so that's 10 essential questions and a bonus question about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Because, Mike, you now own the game. And you are, I think out of all of us, you're probably the most sceptical about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of talking about this game, and I give it, it's because I don't like them. But I used to be a big fan of Assassin's Creed, and I just kind of fell off in recent years.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are giving this one a lot of praise, and we are a gaming channel, so I thought I had better go out to the shop and buy it, like the hero that I am.
Everyone is grateful. Really grateful
it was quite heartwarming to see all the love I got in the shop. Like, oh, don't you hate Assassin's Creed? They're like, oh, it's Mike.
They cheered
from
when he
YouTube,
left.
and you don't like Assassin's Creed, and I was like, no, but here I am.
He was in the paper, the local.
I think the notable thing about that is you actually went to a shop and bought it.
Yeah, well, again, heroic. I needed it. I needed it immediately. I needed it to get some videos made.
And so here we are.
Yeah. So this is a nice little bit of eagle flight.
Just a little
early in the game, by the way.
Nice animation on that eagle.
Yeah,
it is, isn't it?
Yeah, especially when it goes completely static and doesn't move, and it turns into a CCTV camera.
Look at this though. Look at it turning, right?
Do they try and explain that away that it can just completely stay still? Is it like a future eagle? I don't know. Part of that, like what's the Darren Mills world called? Not the future. Do you know what I'm saying?
Damien Mills.
Whatever.
His name is Damien.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Right. Whatever.
In the old Assassin's Creed games, Damien Mills is in the animatronimus, right?
Yeah, the Animorphs. Is this an Animorph? This eagle?
So this is in the Animorph, but you start off the future framing device in Assassin's Creed Odyssey is basically a cutscene. There's no gameplay, and that's where you select whether you want to play as a man or a woman in this game, which is Assassin's Creed
Odyssey.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, I do. I certainly do. I was going to ask you what it is, but I decided to just jump straight in with that eagle. Is it supposed to be a real eagle? But we don't know the answer, so
Regal eagle.
I'll just move straight on then. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a follow-up to Origins, which is the one that was set in Egypt, and it was actually received quite well because it made a lot of changes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's this one all about?
Well, this one, I'm playing, by the way. This one is set in ancient Greece in the year 451 BC or something like that.
Wow.
It starts off, back in the olden days. Think about this, 2,000 years before Assassin's Creed 2 was set, or Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, roughly. Do you know what I mean? So it's quite old.
They've got some girth, haven't they?
So this is... The series has changed completely since those days as well, obviously. This is an RPG now. This is full-on an RPG as well. Assassin's Creed Origins was a bit of an RPG, a lot of Assassin's Creed. This is full-on RPG. It's got like items, it's got tiered items in rarity.
Well, you can have a little loop around, can't you?
Yeah, you can proper loot. There's like materials for crafting and whatnot. But then you've got that little bar there because this guy's just seen me.
It's still very much an Assassin's Creed game, but like you say, look at that, you've just put up a level 4 mercenary belt.
Exactly,
so you're level 4,
exactly.
which you can see at the top right.
But then I can give a little... Oh, he's snuck around there.
Biggest mistake of his life.
Dead, mate. Well, I think so, assuming my level... See that? 289 damage. So you can do assassinations on people and not kill them. Because you're not high enough level and you don't do enough damage, you haven't got enough DPS, literally DPS. Let's have a look at the inventory just to give you a quick look before we go properly into the inventory. Look at this, right? 43 DPS. Assassin's Creed is an RPG now.
You can put engravements, you said, on the weapons, like permanent engravements. You can loot, there's dialogue trees, obviously there's skill trees, they've been in there for a while. And there's not a character creation, but you can pick your character. Not like Assassin's Creed Syndicate, where you add Jacob or Evie. You have... What's his name?
Kyle.
Kyle and Cassandra. And Kyle is a character who... Well, I started a save here earlier, and Liam ended up playing it loads more while we were recording another video. So Liam's the Kyle expert, but Cassandra is who you've played.
It's a dubious title.
They're quite different, aren't they? You can't change back and forth like Syndicate.
Well, I mean, maybe you want to talk a little bit about Kyle first.
I can. His name's actually Alexios, not Kyle, although Kyle is a better name.
That's what his friends call him.
Yeah,
exactly.
Down the pub, or the ancient Greek pub. But so he is a very cocky, sort of like roguish type character. He's always cracking a joke, making a quip. He's very light-hearted.
One of them.
He's very light-hearted for a man that literally murders multiple people on the daily.
Yeah.
But so I don't know how Cassandra compares to him. Is she any different? Is she more she's hardened?
She's pretty cool. She's pretty pragmatic, which I really like. There's a couple of moments in the story where. Already, I haven't played a huge amount of it, but where she kind of says I can't help you with this. You'll do it, you'll accept the quest, but she's like, I don't know what you're expecting. I don't know if you're. This is obviously paraphrasing, but she's like, she's got a cool, believable attitude where she's like a badass. She's obviously very hard and an experienced fighter, and she's pretty strong, man. She's got some big arms. But she's she's not like an unstoppable killing machine, which is basically what every character is in video games, isn't it? It's like everyone is some kind of souped up kind of I can take on anything, and the only thing that's stopping Geralt from killing stuff is
Crying about Syria now.
him not wanting to do it. Yeah,
yeah.
He's basically he's got the knowledge and he's got the skills to take anything on. Doesn't matter how big the monster is. But she kind of is quite a nice, well-written character. Voice acting is pretty good for her. A lot of the voice acting in this game, though, is pretty patchy.
The facial animations and the general textures look a little bit spandexy, almost. The skin.
Spandexy. I don't know what that means, but I like it.
Their face looks like they've been out of PVC.
Yeah.
It's very Andromeda, and I've seen the praise a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
what I was going to say. A lot of people saying, "Oh, it's got great." Wait, Carrie. Clearly, let's agree that was not my fault.
Yeah.
Whoa. Get kicked.
Give him a kick. Oh, you fucking.
Oh yeah,
come on. Yes, that would have been a good moment. Imagine if you just carried him into the ocean.
What? And he just didn't fight it. He stopped. He's like, okay.
What's he doing?
Right, he's going to get douche. Yes. Have a bit of that. 231 damage, mate.
If you've been watching the video up to this point, that was worth it, wasn't it? That was good. Right, so that was one of my questions. Anyway, it was a difference between fucking Stan and Laurel, what I get called. But my next question is about the world, because it's a Ubisoft game. It's an RPG, it's changed, blah blah, but it's a Ubisoft game. And I didn't like Assassin's Creed 2 because of all the stupid icons on the map, right? What's the map like? What's the world like?
Okay, well the world is actually enormous this time around. I actually really like the world. That's one of the first things that really kind of warmed me to this was the detail and stuff. It's like Witcher 3 levels of excellent, and I love the world design.
That is very high praise. Witcher 3 levels.
Yeah, in terms of environmental details and the ruins and the trees and the detail you see in the dirt in the paths.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get to the coast later on because the water animations is just incredible, right?
Yeah.
But in terms of the scope and the size of the world, let's have a look at the map here. So all you're going to see is on the first island. Okay, so don't worry about spoilers and stuff. There's just very minor early game spoilers, and that's it. So this is all going to take place on that one island, but then this is the whole map, right?
That's massive.
Look at the size of this.
That is big.
It's huge. Isn't it? Each one of these little islands that we're looking at there is basically the size of the island that we're on here, and then you've got all of this massive mainland stuff as well. It's enormous.
Ghost Recon Wildlands, Ubisoft, and they were talking about Bolivia. That's what it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And they were talking about how big the Bolivian map that they were making was, and this looks like it's bigger than that. I can't say that for certain. And there was lots of vehicles you could use to traverse Bolivia. And this you've got boats. I know that much because it's
on a horse.
And you've got the horse.
The trusty steed.
Yeah, who you can pick as well. You can pick the horse, can't you? We had Phobos when we were playing. I don't know who you've got, but
I think I've got the same.
I think it's just they all get named the same.
No, really, they're all
just
Phobos.
So there's 3 breeds, right?
Yeah.
And then the guy. I don't know how much there is to this, but the horse guy, is this one is the horse guy. By the way, is a really main character, but the early main character anyway. The horse guy is I wouldn't have that one, but they each have different characteristics. One is better in battle, one that has no fear, one is better going off-road and stuff like that. And they can all do this, which just means, look, no hands, and they'll just kind of ride along, and you can not play the game.
It's like the Forza racing line as well.
Yeah, it's like the
optimal
on the horse.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. The world is very nice from what I put. Look at that, even this.
I'll jump off this right now. I've kind of cleared up whatever this was about, but the area that we're in now, this really reminded me of The Witcher 3. Like early on, there's like a battle.
I did this quest. I remember what it was about.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It does these sort of like empty, dead trees.
Well, this is good environmental design because all of the places look idyllic. Like people go on holiday to these places, right? In real life, but then you ride down the road, and then suddenly there's a village that's been burnt to the ground, and then you're like wondering what's going on here. You encounter some characters, and you get some backstory, and it's a very complicated, moral situation, which is just great. Look at this. There's a vulture, just a vulture kind of
a swan about.
It's just really good. Like the details are very good. And this again reminds me of a scene from All Them Crows. What are they doing?
Eating a body.
It's good. It's good. That's like good attention to detail. They've not just put bodies there. They've covered the bodies in crows, and the crows fly away when you get near them. It's proper good though.
My body was covered in crows. That'd be well weird.
Anyway, you got any more questions, mate?
Well, so I was asking you about the map, and I was going to ask you about how real the world feels, but it looks like that's answering itself, which is great when you don't even have to. People watching this would have seen already. We've been in 2 different places, and it looks pretty different. When Assassin's Creed first came about, one of the big things they don't even bother like advertising it anymore is like the parkour.
Yeah.
Is there lots of that in this? You're not climbing huge buildings and like big bits of architecture to get nice little eagle vision bits. I haven't seen any focus at all on that. Have you done any of that?
Yeah, it's definitely in there. Yeah, there's eagle towers that you've got to climb,
complete with the that leap of faith thing off it.
Oh, really?
And the classic eagle screech as you dive off it.
Okay, so they've taken away eagle screech.
So it is all in there. There's a lot of buildings to climb, to parkour. One of the first things the game gets you doing. I haven't thought about it. Yeah. Which is good, if I'm thinking about the parkour isn't working as far as I'm concerned, because parkour is lame and I don't care about parkour. However, it's a useful tool in this game, and you don't, I have not thought about it. I've thought, I'll try and get up onto that roof, and bang, you're up on the roof. You just hold an X, you're just flying up there. It's fine.
Does it feel a little bit more Breath of the Wild the way you're traversing these rocks and stuff like that?
You can fully.
Look at that.
You can get up that. So this is a tower. That's a tower. If you get up to the top of that, you can actually fast travel to it. So you can, it's a fast travel. So, but the thing is, it doesn't unlock the map like it used to. It just kind of gives you a fast travel location, and then it upgrades Icaros, the eagle, your pet eagle. It upgrades the bird's abilities for range and. Yeah, all right, mate. That's a bit dramatic, isn't it? What?
You did just drop down from afar, like
Very true. Spider-Man style.
I don't know. I'd rather someone just dropped from the ceiling.
Fair.
Do you know what I mean? When it comes to the map, there's some very nice things. When I started the game from scratch, it gave me an option. I can't remember what they were called, but there was like exploration mode, and I want to say the other was like classic mode or something like that.
Yeah.
What did you pick?
I went for exploration mode. Now this is actually huge, right? So you can play the game in such a way that you don't have any map markers, and that is very, very significant because, and it's a choice that you've got to make at the beginning. But I'm sure you can go to the options and check. But I haven't checked. But you can play it as Assassin's Creed used to be, or you can play it in this new Explorer mode, which incidentally is happening in Red Dead Redemption as well.
You know what? Yeah, it was announced this week via some. I think it was either Dutch or it was either a Dutch magazine.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be a German magazine, and the person that reported it was wrong, or the other way around, right? But anyway, some magazine had said that if you turn the HUD off in Red Dead Redemption and you ask for directions, NPCs will adapt to that and give you directions based on landmarks. So you see that mountain over there, go left this, and this has it in.
Yeah, I actually love it, and the biggest problem I have with Assassin's Creed is just in the past is just the littering of map icons and the repetitive doing exactly the same thing. Just because it takes you 50 hours to do all of it, it doesn't mean there's 50 hours of content there. It just means there's 3 hours of content there. spread over 50 hours.
Yeah.
This one, the way it helps alleviate that problem a lot is by making you have this investigation angle. So the quest that we were just on, we had like some descriptors of where to go, and it was like, oh, you need to go west of this location, it's near this valley, and you get kind of 3 clues, and you have to open the map, use the map as a map, and figure out where on the map, makes sense. And it's not just a case of follow the icon, which is what so many open world games are. It doesn't make you do that, which is awesome. It makes a huge difference, I reckon.
Like even now, where on the eastern coast.
Exactly.
So if you click on that now, for example,
can you
be more specific? So I guess you could play the classic mode, which would immediately pop it on there. But if not, look, you can see that there's forest. It's south of here. Like I think the very first location you get given, you're told, well, it's to see Horseman, and it was just south of Zeus statue.
Yeah.
So like, I love that. I think that is going to be the next thing. Something that you said as well. In fact, I think you said it to me, and I've subconsciously thought it first, but it was probably...
Yeah, it does happen a lot.
Yeah. But hey, at least I know. Do you know what I mean? And it was like Red Dead Redemption has a big buzz about it because of that, but it's actually something that's in here already.
In Odyssey first. So that's a quite big deal. It changes. They're changing a lot in Assassin's Creed with these games, and that's how they've changed that. Oh, I leveled up. Yes.
So do you want to just look at the skill tree, see what's what? Okay. Is it an RPG now, remember?
So remember, exactly. This is an RPG. Abilities, again, it's like, how many games have got 3 flavour of skill?
Yeah, the stealth one, the magic one, the ranged one,
the hunter,
and then the brute force strength one, innit?
So I've already got kick him in the gut.
Yeah.
Well, that was kick him in the ass.
Come on, what?
Yeah, but you can...
it's hydraulic.
Yeah.
That's decent, that, isn't it? Have you got hidden blades on this?
No, well, no.
I used a bull rush one. That's quite fun.
That was
you literally just charge at them like a bull.
You get this tutorial. So the game starts with like this King Leonidas tutorial where you have to play as King Leonidas off of that famous film 300. This is Sparta. Remember that? Doesn't say it in this though. Disappointingly, he doesn't say this is Sparta.
No, he doesn't. He does have the same kind of voice.
He goes like Spartans, like exactly how Jared Butler.
Like with oddly Scottish accent, which is totally unnecessary and not historically accurate.
Yeah, but he is Scottish, isn't it?
Leonidas. Yeah.
No.
Gerard Butler.
No, that's what I mean. But in this, how he says it is like that Scottish way.
I see.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all right.
It borrows heavily.
Yeah, and it's obviously done, because he is the archetype for that. And that's weird. Assassin's Creed's had characters before from history, Da Vinci and that and whatever. It was Da Vinci, wasn't it?
It was Leonardo da Vinci, yeah.
That looks good. Rush assassination.
Yeah, the first thing I did, of course, because I'm a scoundrel, was get poison on my blades.
You're such a guy.
I know.
I can't believe you're sitting on my sofa.
I'm playing like an assassin, aren't I? That's the thing.
Look, these are quite boring. So the skill tree is pretty cool, I think, as far as skill trees goes. One of the first things you can buy is that giant Spartan kick, and then this bull rush thing that Liam was just talking about. This arrow, which is amazing. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. So this predator thing where it's like a homing missile, so you fire the arrow and then the camera follows it.
Yeah, okay. So you can
see that?
That's pretty cool.
And it does loads of damage and whatnot. But I've got this one which seems very practical, but it just scans the area. And
practical and boring.
Practical and boring, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go for Rush Assassination because that does look really good and useful. Just
launch
assassinate
the spear of Leonidas.
And assassinate him from...
They're name dropping him quite a lot.
Yeah. He's like the most famous dude, isn't he? That's why.
Yeah, well, if he's so clever, why is he dead? Do you know what I mean? With this game, there's been a lot of people saying that it gets good 15 hours in, or 3 hours in is when you see the title screen.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, I'm Captain Cynical with Assassin's Creed in particular, and I like it. I like it straight away. I mean, I warmed to it, like I said, because of the environment design and because Liz is a great character. What's her name again? Cassandra.
Oh, right.
Cassandra. She's cool. She's good. I like her off the bat. And
if you picked Alexia, she probably would get annoyed. You don't like Nathan Drake, do you? So,
no.
And a lot of people are trying to be Nathan Drake.
Everyone's trying to be Nathan Drake. Everyone's trying to be Nathan Fillion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Who are basically the same person.
And Alexius would have been that.
He kills loads of people, but he's so likable.
So this is a very high recommendation for Cassandra. There's been articles actually specifically about why she's better.
Play as Cassandra, man. I like her.
Is he in the cave?
Yeah. So this guy.
Good world. If Skyrim did that, which it does, people go mad for a bit of cave action, don't they? Like, why is he? What is he doing alone in a cave?
Trying to find you.
Yeah. He's all right. So this is a cool thing the game does. The game is filled with like these mercenaries that you kind of get like a wanted level, but it doesn't go away until you take them out. I think. I can't remember. So he's done the flying Greek. That's another move. That's off the movie Troy, I think.
Yeah, it's flying Greek stab.
Yeah.
Famous by Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is all this?
It's a bit like the Nemesis system from Shadow of Mordor, where you just basically get this bad boy following you until you're dead. So at the bottom right of the screen, you can see the little Spartan helmet, and that's kind of like not a wanted level, but a bounty level.
Yeah.
And the more bounty on your head, the more hardened mercenaries come after you. So we've got this shitty little tramp guy who lives in a cave, Talos, coming after us.
Yeah,
he's probably not going to have anything good on him when we kill him, but you can kind of see which mercenaries could be interested in you if you keep pissing people off. So I think how you've acquired this bounty at the moment is from doing the single player quest where you see this guy called the Cyclops.
Oh yeah.
And he's basically put this bounty on your head, I think, and so that means Talos Trampbeard is coming after him.
Yeah.
Killed you in this case.
Yeah, got bad.
But you can get stuff from them, I guess, just like any good RPG. You want to kill a boss because you're going to get good loot. And,
but what I like about that is because when you start dithering, which I do a lot, I do a lot of like walking and looking at stuff when I play games like this, because someone's gone into great pains to make these places, and I want to look at them because they're nice places.
Yeah, it's the least you can do.
It's the least I can do, yeah. And anyway, but then these mercenaries come after you, like you've got. They kind of pressure you a little bit, like you've got to clear off especially because they are higher level than you. You literally cannot fight them until you reach level. So I've just turned level 5, so I can take this guy on, but my weapons are all level 3, level 4. So that might help. But when he's
vengeance.
When he's level 5, and you're level 2.
Yeah.
You can't touch him, basically. He's basically it's like with any RPG, if you're playing, and any like modern kind of RPG experience that isn't strictly an RPG, like Destiny or something, you just can't take them on until you've got the right numbers. There's a lot of that in this game now, which is completely unusual for Assassin's Creed. If you think of the basic thing of assassinating someone and you don't kill them because you haven't got enough assassination damage, that's the thing. You've got like an assassin damage stat,
It's just
based on your weapons and stuff.
It's a nice idea. Like when I started the game, there was like a guard and I could have assassinated him. He's after you, mate.
It's like an anime.
Yeah.
Cassandra!
He's on the mountaintop screaming, man. So yeah, I like the idea because you're right. Like after the first quest, he starts tracking, and it gives you a little bit of pressure. There's you get superpowers, special move thingies that you can do, which kind of will help the fight. So Liam doesn't have the one he used last time. There's one there, the Spartan kick.
Nice little Spartan.
I feel like you need them there.
Yeah. It's just something different for the Assassin's Creed series. And the thing is, I've found is that I played Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and that was the last one. I didn't play Origins, but people were talking about Origins being different. And there were some bits that were different. But if you've missed Origins, this is different enough to feel really fresh.
Do you know what?
Different features.
Maybe that is a point. So if you're still, so the game's been out for like a good week or so now. So if you're still looking at this and you're not sure about it, well, the biggest thing that that's got me feeling positive about it is maybe the fact that I haven't really played an Assassin's Creed through anyway for a couple of years. Probably 2 or 3 years. And Origins, I gave like 15 hours, and the opening to that game was so weak. I just did not care about any of these characters or anything. I cared about, I told you, it's the weapons, I reckon.
All hail Talos stuff.
Well, it just shows you how much of an RPG it is.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
The stats matter so much.
Exactly. So we can buy and sell stuff, so we can get like armor and stuff to take them on, because we've got at the moment level 3, I think.
Because I did beat him when I had to go. But I had like.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
No,
but I had like level 5 everything, so I can match him.
I wouldn't have even thought about buying this until I played it. And hopefully this video will do the same for you guys. Because this probably will be interesting for some of you guys, right? Especially if you've not played Origins, and you might not have even played one since like Black Flag or whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying earlier before. Before Tim struck again. I've been away from the series for a little while. And the opening of Assassin's Creed Origins did nothing for me, but the opening for this game was good, and it's a good basic personal. It gets you with a good basic personal drama, like right off the gate, out of the gate, off the bat. Gate, off the bat. Mm-hmm. Right off the bat, it gives you a basic story to get your teeth into straight away, which they just didn't do that in Assassin's Creed Origins. So immediately I had a reason to care, and then the story just kind of develops, obviously, in grander in scale and stuff, and it's about a war and all this. But they do the basic thing right of not like, dunking you in the middle of all that with nothing to care about. It introduces things from a very almost relatable point of view. It's about money, it's about what you own. You've got like a very straightforward relationship with a person who kind of needs your help in certain ways, and it's just basic character storytelling stuff that just wasn't there in Origins, so it was much easier to care about it. Cassandra is a great character so far, and the other fella, what's his name?
Alexios.
That's it.
Yeah, Alexia, Kyle. Kyle isn't like the voice acting and stuff isn't so hot apparently, which is a shame, I suppose. But
that's our video on Assassin's Creed. Honestly, it's a bit of a new thing for us as well on the sofa. But
hey, let me tell you though, I haven't said anything but good stuff about this.
No, you haven't.
Well, let me fucking remedy that. Right, I can't let this go being a glowing appraisal when it's not all glowing.
Oh my god.
The combat is bad in it. Like, it's just not... It's a purely personal thing.
So this has changed from the face buttons to the shoulder buttons with Origins. That's where it first changed, right?
Yeah, so in Origins it was very similar. So you press an R1, R2, and then you've got like shift buttons on L1 and L2 to do like... L2 does your ranged stuff, and L1 does like... your melee ability, so you can if you want to do the Spartan kick, it's L1 and a face button. You decide which face button. Your
special moves menu, basically.
Exactly, so it just doesn't. The combat I'm just not into. I feel people do like it, but for me it's just like this weird kind of. Okay, maybe I should calibrate my answer a little. My thing here. Mm-hmm. It's not that it's bad. It's that it's not good. And a lot of people seem to be okay with it, but I just don't think the combat is great. And the other thing is the character models and the animation and stuff in cutscenes. Because while the writing is good and while the choices are really good, all that stuff is not. So
a new format from us anyway. Bit of a long form video, kind of a let's play, kind of. Talking about Assassin's Creed. Look at this fucking guy. Ooh. His heart free sizes today or whatever. Like the Grinch and that.
That's very unhealthy, isn't it? If you got a big heart.
I think a big heart's unhealthy, and if
I think a big heart is
definitely a
doctor's serious cardiac condition.
Yeah. So I mean,
what a way to end the video.
We hope you enjoyed it. See you again next time for not for Assassin's Creed Odyssey next
more
time.
Special moves, and it'll be another game, but we'll keep doing this.
I forgot you had it again. Yep. Bye guys.
See you later.